Hello everybody, my name is Will and welcome back to Sprocket. Today we're going to be building a tank that takes the, there's a technical name for it and I've completely forgotten it and I'm not going to Google it. I'm going to call it the tank triangle. And those of you who know the tank triangle will know exactly what I mean. Armor, speed, gun, blah, which is a hotly contested topic amongst people who design tanks, whether it actually is important or exists at all in the real world. But regardless, we're playing a video game, so in this case, very much exists. Armor? No. Gun? Speed? Yes. Picture that in your head. It's a triangle where the speed is very far away from the middle, and armor is basically a line just between speed and gun, but guns, there's not a lot of gun going on either. It's just fast. It's really fast. We're going to make something really, really fast. This thing can crack 100 kilometers an hour if you're on completely flat road. And that is pretty monstrously quick for a tank, especially a tank armed with a high-velocity 76mm gun. What this thing is armed with about 175mm penetration, which is not spectacular, but the idea is you don't need to go through the front of the enemy tanks because they won't even know what hit them because you appear behind them and pow, before they even react, you've already got them. So that's the goal. You will see how successful this is, or you may have already gathered from the title and the thumbnail how successful this is. Some people in my comment section apparently don't look at the title, so perhaps the thumbnail has baited you in and you don't know what the title of this video is, and maybe you're in full screen and you've not moved your mouse in a while and the title's gone. If so, maybe you want to keep it a surprise. You don't want to bring that title up because it might spoil it for you. And if so, I respect the way you watch videos. That is a very unique way. Or maybe final option. Maybe I'm just in a tab in the background right now. I'm not even in the foreground. I'm just white noise that you listen to while you're doing other things. If so, I really hope you're enjoying whatever the hell you're doing, and I don't know if I want to know whatever the hell you're doing. It's probably playing War Thunder, and if so, really? Sorry, that was harsh. Oscillating turret. That's something else we've got on this thing. I know I'm going to preempt it. You, at least one of you is thinking it right now. How do I make an oscillating turret? And the answer to your question can be found in the YouTube Shorts tab of my YouTube channel. I've made a short on how to make an oscillating turret a long time ago. That tutorial does still work. The only caveat on it now not working potentially is you just need to go into the settings and make sure you have the cheat on that allows you to have disconnected turrets from the hull, because otherwise it can get confused and say it doesn't work. It should still work, just even without that cheat, but sometimes it won't. And if it doesn't, then you need to turn that cheat on. I just play with that cheat on all the time. I can't lie, because otherwise you end up with tanks saying that their turret isn't connected, like, all of the time. So there you go. But yeah, this is actually, I think, the first proper traditional tank I've done this year. I feel like, because I mean, it's not the most traditional tank, I guess. It's a light tank, but the Sprocket videos this year they've been few and far between, to be entirely honest. But we built the railgun tank, and we built, yeah, that's it. That's the only one we've done this year so far, and that's almost sad because it's been like a month and I've only done one. But regardless, we're doing it. We're doing it. We're building a light tank. We're getting on it. And I seriously, it's been a month since the start of the year, and I've only done one other Sprocket video. That is mind blowing because it does not feel. Does not feel like it's been that long. Where does the time go, honestly? This is what you get when you're working a 40-hour job as well as doing YouTube. All of the weeks just merge into one, man. I feel like I'm doing daily uploads, but there's been like 6 days between my last couple videos. And I still mean to do like more stuff with the Patreon and actually start rolling out some of that stuff, but it all takes time. And I just don't. Time is a very valuable resource. And I really hope that, and I don't mean to preach here, but this is going to sound like preaching, and it kind of is preaching, but time is a lot more valuable than I thought it was when I was younger. I'm not old by any stretch of the imagination. I'm in my 20s, man. I'm not old. And yet already I'm like, God damn, time is valuable. So if you're not in your 20s yet, make use of that time. Goodness me. It goes. I don't have any anymore. I used to play War Thunder for like 40 hours a week. Now I don't even have 40 hours in a week that I could physically spend playing War Thunder, even if I wanted to dedicate all of them to it. Which I guarantee you, I do not want to do, if I've not made that clear enough already with my slight jive at War Thunder at the start of this video. But, you know, if they want to sponsor the channel, you know, I'd accept that. Ah, yes, there we go. Just admitting I'm a sellout live on YouTube. That's good. I think most people already knew that. Look, man, gotta pay the bills. I don't need to pay the bills. Look, you know what? I'm gonna stop digging this hole before it comes too deep for my words, my weak little arms to dig me out of. There we go. Goodness gracious me. That was an incredibly difficult sentence for me to say for some reason. And I think it might be because the frontal lobe of my brain is slowly dissolving in on itself because of the lactic acid produced by thinking too hard. I'm not thinking, but that's too much thinking for me. Not thinking, too much thinking. I am stupid. Oh my gosh, what am I even saying anymore? This happens every time. Welcome to the channel, if you're new. The tank is nearly done. I really hope you enjoy this tank, because this is a blast to play, and you're about to see it if you've not read the title already, which I guarantee you, if you hadn't watched it before, looked at the title before, you looked at the title when I brought it up earlier, this absolutely smashes the scenarios, so I really hope you enjoy it, but it's about done now. Okay, so here is the tank for today. So what we have is a light tank chassis, which is quite clearly based off the AMX-13. We've got an oscillating turret here, but this is pretty powerful, this thing. It's not fully stabilized, but what we can do is, if it does become a problem, we can actually stabilize this further. But the goal with this thing is we can kind of move, stop, and fire really, really quickly, and hopefully the lack of any armor, because we don't have any, is gonna not be too big of a problem for this thing. So the goal is be really quick and survive. Okay, here we are on fields, and we have 10 of these things to use as cannon fodder. Now, for the light tanks, we do have 12 APHE rounds, which should be sufficient to get most of them. And I think, we're slightly clipping through there. I should reduce the amount of elevation we have on that turret, but that's fine. We'll deal with that for this mission. Yeah, we should be good against these light tanks, though I can't imagine all of my AI surviving because, you know, no armor. Okay, we're going to have our first targets any second now coming up over this hill. We're just going to get ready and waiting for them because we shouldn't have too much difficulty taking these guys out, but last thing we want to do is let them shoot first. So we're going to kind of just ambush them. Another one over the other side of this hill. There we go. He's gone. Another guy over there. Now, any moment now, we are going to have to deal with the heavy tanks that spawn on this map, which isn't going to be the easiest, especially from this kind of a location. Hopefully, my allies can deal with those guys, because I'm going to need to get myself into a better spot for when these heavy tanks spawn in. And there they are. 7 of them, which makes me think it's probably the Taiga 1, because I think that's the lightest of them all, actually. Now, our AP rounds should be plenty good enough to go through the front of these Tigers, but the only concern we have to worry about is just making sure that they don't shoot us first. And it is indeed Taiga 1s. We don't have the best gun depression. It is 10 degrees, but that's not actually crazy. So it's going to be a little awkward finding where we can actually fire this gun from my favorite spot over here. And we're going to try a shot. There we go. First one down. There's another one on that hill over there, which we might be able to get. No problem. So that leaves 5 of them, and there's 8 of my allies. So this is looking good so far. We're going to poke out again. That did go through. Didn't kill him, though. You are going to be a problem if you see me. But, oh, we're hitting the ground. We're going to try and get that one a little bit further back, I think. Never mind. Oh, we've got to be able to get one of these guys. Come on. Through the front hull or just bounce off him. Oh, this is embarrassing. Okay, that's a good side angle there. I think... Oh, we've gone through again, but it didn't kill him. Right, we're going to try the APHE, see how that works. Come on, do it. Yes, there we go. Okay, APHE is the way to go at this kind of an angle. We're going to go for that guy, and that bounced, but it did take his track off, which is kind of annoying, actually. I think he's dead, though, and that leaves just one more. Is that guy? It is that guy. Okay, that's fine. There we go. Cool. That was actually quite easy. Okay, we have 8 tanks here on Taiga and a swish new snow camouflage. What I might try and do, which we very, very rarely do, is actually push up really aggressively. Because we're so quick, we might just be able to get into the forest in between the 2 groups of enemies that spawn here. And if we can, that's going to put us in a pretty good spot. However, there's a very high likelihood we just get murked halfway through here. We've got to just keep going no matter what happens, because that left-hand side is going to be really, really scary otherwise. And there we go. That has actually worked really well. And we've just now got to find and take out the remaining, or, well, all of the enemies, actually. They're all still alive. I don't know why I say remaining. That is a Centurion there. We've got HE loaded, so we can kind of go through anywhere and it'll kill him. There's another guy down there, and I have seen that they have Lawmakers on their team, which are going to be really quite awkward to penetrate. That's another Centurion, though, and I'm kind of okay with those. Weirdly enough, I think the Lawmaker's meant to be the light tank, but that's what I'm scared of more here. Whoops, that was one hell of a endo there. Okay, I am officially the only one left on my side versus 4 tanks, which is not a great feeling, I can't lie. Oh, tank found. That is another Centurion, and he is out for the count. That leaves us with 3 Lawmakers, 2 of which are right here, and I don't think they have any idea that I am here. That one worked it out last second of his life, and this one probably as well is last second of life. Where is this 3rd and final one, though? Because this could very abruptly become problematic if he finds me first. Oh, there it is! Yes! Okay, first time on Taiga. That's actually not too bad. That's pretty impressive for this little thing. And it's defense time. We have plenty of allies here. We have 14 tanks on my side versus only 5 on theirs. However, as my allies aren't moving, this isn't the strong suit of this tank. What is the strong suit is circus tricks, apparently. I have pushed up way more than I normally would on this level because... goodness me. Because we are so quick. We can kind of get into these little divots here before the enemies arrive. And we're going to be aiming for the lower plate just to make sure we go through. There goes another salamander. And I think the remaining ones might all be on this side. So we can just kind of throw caution to the wind for anything behind me and hopefully take out these guys pretty swiftly. There goes one. There was another one I saw over here for sure. However, oh, there it is. Okay, it's really, really far in the distance and it's been taken out. And I see one last tank just over there, which will mean we've won, actually. If I can get this guy, then this tank has done all of the scenarios that I wanted it to do, which I was expecting a little bit more trouble than this. Uh-oh. Please, I don't know why he can't see me. Okay, sure. So yeah, since that wasn't much trouble, let's do a custom battle. See what we can throw at this thing. Alright, here's a challenge. There are 6 of this light tank on my side versus only 1 enemy tank. However, that enemy tank has got a railgun with 1 million millimeters of penetration on it and a very fast reload. And yes, I do mean a million. If you've not seen the last Sprocket video, then that'll not make a lot of sense to you. But if you haven't watched it, I suggest you go watch it. But if we get hit, we're pretty much boned. And it also has some pretty good soft stats because it's built as like a super modern MBT. And there it is right now. I'm about to hug it. Okay, this now should be a serious challenge. We are fighting 3 really powerful heavy anti-airs. These anti-airs have guns which can penetrate like 100 millimeters of armor, and they fire once every like 0.4 of a second. And we don't have a lot of armor to counter that with. This is going to be seriously challenging, and a lot of my allies are already going down. That's 1 enemy anti-air down. Now, I do not trust myself at long range. That's 2 down. Oh, man. Oh, okay. Right. Is there anything that can beat this? Okay, final test before we accept that this thing may just be one of the better tanks that I've ever made. I don't know if it's the best, but it's pretty up there. This is 6 of my light tanks I made today versus 6 light tanks I made on a stream a long time ago, which also went through and whooped everything I put up against it. So we're going to see which one is the better light tank, and I have a feeling it might just be me because we have, I think, more penetration, the same caliber gun, better mobility, and much better gun training. So I can't see a way that we really lose this, but if it's going to be anything, it would have been the Mark 209, and it's not even putting up a fight. Yeah. I don't think I can find anything that this tank isn't good against. This is a very effective little tank, even if it does try and flip itself over all the time. So we have no choice but to leave it there. I'm sorry, nothing was really a challenge for this thing. I really wanted to find something that would actually beat it, but there is nothing. So if you enjoyed this one, please leave a like, comment, and or subscribe. And I will see you in the future for more stuff like this very soon. But for now, goodbye! And as always, a huge thank you to this channel's patrons: Ambrose, CamJam135, Cody N, DJ Pete, Skavoon, Gammaster929, Sad Cat, Just Casual C611, Lash Level 11, Look Under Your Bed, Patchbits, Mark, Marlon Gwacken, Muck N Officially Mildly Invested, Nicholas K, Rolselsbucken, Ryan Brody, the Canesian Emperor, Werfsickle, Zerasheim, and Zeit Wolverine. Thank you so much for your support.